Hello everyone, my name is Wow, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be playing some more Fermi Paradox. It's quite fun. It is quite fun. But it's been a while since I have played. It's been a while since I've made a video. Um, so we're just going to get back into it. Where we left off, which for you, if you watched the first video, could be minutes ago. But for me, this is probably about a month, maybe. Yeah, it's been about a month. So let's get back in. I'm just trying to familiarize myself with what I'm supposed to be doing here. So we have the prune wood territories here. They're developing. We have the dinosaur tribes, which I do believe were quite new when we last left off. And I think that's it. We have 57 synthesis, quite good to start out with. I think we want to go in here on the prune. So this is a problem. Too few people for the amount of war they want to have. So we're just gonna develop these guys up. Their growth's going up. That's good. That was a nice random one. Oh, see, those are scary. So I'm gonna back out of there because I don't want to. Here's my thought process. I don't want to make their. Now you might think here minus. This will bring this down, but it's the opposite. See, this is like peace, or how likely they are to go to war with each other. Harm potential, here we go. And that minus to the dove is minus to the... So it would make harm potential go up, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I had to, dance around what the answer was there. These ones are quite scary as well. They're already quite dystopic, so I'm gonna go dystopia here. Dystopic? Is that a... I'm just making up words here. It might be a word. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. Uh, Ethical values go up. That's quite good. They're still growing. A lot going on. Oh no. A great war over a red flower. This is Earth, so it's probably like, now this is quite new. +2, so total war really does nothing for me, so I want to go for, because +2 is nothing. 1.2 million casualties, I lose a bunch of resources. Their harm potential goes up, and their dystopia goes up. I don't want peace either. Yeah, let's go with, regular conflict here. They're gonna bring their population down, bring the growth down quite a lot. And that's another thing. 16%, even 16% is quite high. So we're gonna try to drag this down. See what I mean with this? It went down. So that is a feature of the game that I find quite confusing sometimes, is that it's not like, a dove shows up to make them more peaceful, and the skull shows up to make them bring their harm potential up. It's not that. It's just a plus and a minus, which works here, and it works here, and it works here, really. It works everywhere else but here, I think. And I mean, it would even work better if instead of the dove being the plus and minus, it was, I think, just because of how my brain works. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I would think, plus would bring this up this way, and minus would take it down, but it's actually the opposite. So this the harm potential is opposite to everything else because plus would bring this up, same here, and same here, and minus would all bring them down, take them down that direction. But this one is reversed. So, nothing I can do about that. Just gonna pop them along. I do want to pop some other ones, see if we can get some other civilizations going here. Only because I believe if we click here, oh, it doesn't show us. So when we get these guys to max tech, it'll show us how. Now growth here, I want more growth because their population is quite low. They're down to 180,000 versus the dinosaurs that are like millions. So that's why I wanted to bring that down, just until I can get their resources up. But these guys are fine. I just bring that. Every time this goes up, this goes down. So you kind of have to balance these two together. What do we want to see here? Uh, So I can either push them. I think because I have 60 points, I am going to prevent this, just to prevent their harm potential from going up. So yeah, I'm going to pull that. Bring their harm potential down some. That's quite good, quite good. Bring their growth up a little bit. I want to get more population for them. That's harm potential decreased again. So I'm just going to kind of develop here. I don't really know where I want to develop. We'll see. We'll see which direction the game takes us. I'm really pushing towards Vex here, just because it seems like a lot of the synthesis pops up around Vex. Dinosaurs are having an event. Oh, extinction. So this is what I really save points for. Overhunt. Okay. Extinction event. So this is the extinction event for their resources are really scarce. Now I have found in playing this game, this is going to be, I need points. I don't have the points to save them. I don't want to try to drag them out. Because even minimal survivors, you really have to, pay special attention to them to get them to recover. Or I can just make it this close call. I don't know. See, this is if you need synthesis, which I do not. Minimal survivors is, I don't have the point. I don't want to use my points to save them, and I don't want to kill them off completely, so I'm going to try to build them up here. And really, I think for what's happening now, even close call, I'm going to get a resource problem very quickly, so I think I just want to decimate their population and build it back. So I think that's what I'm going to do. You see, this went down by a lot, 6 million plus died here. There's still growth, so they will start slowly growing again. But our resources have gone up, what, almost 7,000 years. So I want to pull that up. Harm potential stays the same, but now that their population is significantly lower, this harm potential is quite high. So I do want to drag that down a little bit, which luckily we got two things. Resources, always a must. If that resource thing pops up, I 9 times out of 10 click to add resources. Because I find that is one of the biggest problems I seem to have in this game is holding out for these resources. Look at these guys, because their population has gone up so quick. Look how quickly this resource diminishes. It's quite fast. So, any chance I get to boost that up. I mean, look, time's moving. Their population is going up by a couple thousand every, couple seconds. The resource scarcity is significant. Like, it was over 100,000 a couple seconds ago. And it is no longer. So it's quite fast. Knowledge. This is always a fun one. Gather and record knowledge. So this is basically written history, which is kind of what we did, I believe, but human society, how they developed, is a lot of the technology was, paid and funded and researched by the clergy or the church, which I kind of like that idea for this civilization here. So we're gonna build that up as a pillar of the civilization, which means it'll follow them um, the whole way through their development. We keep boosting that utopia if we see it. I'll check on the dinosaurs, because they do, after decimating their population, they are going to need some special attention. They are almost like we murdered almost the entire population of these guys, and they still seem to be doing okay. So that's a plus. That's all I can hope for, really. Knock on wood for anybody who's superstitious out there, because there is a very high chance that they will end up dying in the future. But for now, they are cool. They're great, living their best lives. They are now called the Hunger Tribes, which is quite sad. Uh, I don't want population. I'm actually going to kill their pop a bit. Um, which they still have some growth. I mean, but it's so fast. Let's try to boost their resources a bit. Now, what I tend to do is I get too focused on one of the civilizations and completely start ignoring the other one, which can be detrimental. So they reached the Glass Age. Advanced tools, weapons. So they discovered glass, a hardened glass, that they're using for everything. We can make this power and get some of our points. Now, I will say, power obviously brings them into dystopia, increases the harm potential. Power's more if you want to start wars, really. Excuse me. Advancement, huge population boost, huge resource boost. I believe advancement actually switches what they use as resources. So you have more of it, because it's like, oh, here's this other thing that we can use now. And this is, you want to, boost them through this age as much as possible. These will change, these values here. So right now, the game is really pushing us in the Glass Age to start a war. But I don't think we have the resources for it. I don't like the population growth so much with these guys, but because I'm going to try to carry them into the end game. But I do want that advancement. It's such a hard decision. Let's do wisdom. We'll push through the Glass Age fast. Look how fast that goes up. It's quite crazy. We have another civilization developing. Tau Ceti. It's a swamp planet. All right. Let's see. Oh boy. What do we want? Another raptors, so another race of dinosaurs. Some ape creatures. Or we can't even afford as minus 60, so that balanced species must be crazy. Crazy good. I actually want to go, because I just spent my synthesis, I can't even remember what I spent it on. But because I spent it on something, we're gonna make these guys unbalanced, and we're probably, I'm saying now that we're probably going to burn them to the ground at some point for some points. So I'm really not going to play with them too much. I'm going to leave them to their devices. The Maru tribes. Really want to keep checking in on my dinosaurs. Uh, oh, depot. Great. Wonderful. So they're being outsmarted by what, like rattlesnakes or something? Something that's venomous. Uh, it's 10 points to prevent it. Sure. Let's take them in. Let's take them into the end game, the dinosaurs. I don't want to depopulate them too quickly. But their resources are really getting scary. We're getting to scary levels of resources here. And with this game, you kind of think, what 8,000 years? It seems like a lot, but that can go in a blink of an eye. It really can. Like, look, there's 100 years gone already. I'm kind of pulling them out of dystopia a little bit. I feel weird about dystopia. I do like the idea of the dinosaur society having quite a dystopic. Or I just said that. Is that a word? I'm gonna have to look it up after this because I've used it twice now and I'm not even sure it's a word. The Prunewood Realms. Consumption. Oh no. A guild system. I kind of like the idea of a guild system. But this is so scary. 3 minuses on my resources, and we have ages until the next tech. Oh boy. Let's go with regular. We'll just let that happen regularly. That took almost 10,000 years off of our. Whew. They do hunt wild life forms. I do believe this was So now they're like a hunter society. Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's try to boost their science here. So, their religion is their tech. Their society is run by hunters, which means their most valuable resource is the other wild animals on their planet. I quite like these guys. I'm starting to care for them a little bit. I may be a magical god controlling their universe. Not even their universe, just this small section of planets here. Uh, but I do quite enjoy the prune here. I'm just scared they're gonna face an awful death to this right here. 14% is actually quite crazy growth. Which is why I didn't want to do advancement. But I think I did advancement anyway. I can't remember what I've chosen. Their check's going up real fast. I think I chose wisdom, which is good because they're going to need that resource boost. So we're probably going to go for advancement next time. Do we want them, the Maru here? These are like our ugly stepchild. We're just going to develop them regularly. I actually don't want that at all. So we're going to shame the worshippers of the sex gods. Yeah, that is exactly what we're going to do. Only because I want that synthesis, and their growth is already quite crazy, and I'm not going to support that, really. Let's do this. Alright, they built a monument. I'm not quite sure what that did, but I accept 60 points. I feel like I have a lot. We're just trying to boost the prune here. They're going up so quick on that. Oh. Resources. Always. When I tell you I always click the resources when they pop up, I always click the resources. It's probably the hardest thing to manage is population and resources in this game. Look at these guys. We decimated them. They're already at 500,000. It's quite crazy. The population is going so quick. Let's try. I'm going to try to boost these guys into the next age. Here we go. New technological age. The Dune ship age. So because they're on a desert planet, there's no seas. So they're making kind of, I guess, sand-based ships, which is quite cool. And I want them to advance. Exploration and trade, which makes sense now that they can travel all along. Wisdom is not going to happen. I have synthesis right now, and I'm not spending any to do advancement. So I really don't want power. I just find that I don't like power very much. It is necessary sometimes for the points, but this is kind of like, when you choose your civilization, it's kind of like, this is probably the best because the goal in the game is to get, is however many, five civilizations up to tech level 8 or whatever it is. So that's this one. This is the best, I would say. Advancement, I find, is very helpful when you're running out of resources. And then power is like war. So you want to reduce population, you want to increase their harm potential. I find that most of the time power is giving you points. Most of the time wisdom costs points. There are some times where these two switch, where this will be 0 and this will be, minus 30. It's only because I believe resources are so much harder. Once the population starts going up, I've had civilizations in some other games that have billions, hundreds of billions of population. And it makes managing resources so hard, which is why I think advancement might be, cost points later down the line. But we're going to do the exploration and trade boom. So they're basically just, advancing. They have a bunch of new stuff. Ore veins now, look, shot us up. We have a lot more resources to go. 39,000 years. I mean, they're already going crazy because advancement jumped our population up. We're now in the millions of prune here. Paradigm shift. Huh. Alright, so we have a paradigm shift. The fruits of the gods. So trees are sacred, holy trees. So, most of the time, you want to choose ascent. Cultural expansion is like everything I've talked about fearing in the last, however long this video's been. Everything I've talked about fearing boils down to this option. More population and less resources is like my worst fear. Yeah, and then descent is like, I need points. There's always a I need points option. Da, da, da. So this is watch the world burn, basically this option. So I don't know what I'm gonna choose here. I think I have kind of two options because I've talked about cultural expansion not being what I want. So do I want points or do I want the ascent, which is, a boost to everything good? And you'll have to find out in the next video because I'm going to stop it here. I'll see you guys next time. Please make sure to go find this game. I believe it's on Steam and GOG. You can find it, give it some love. It is early access, and they're developing it quite quickly, actually, and it's quite improved since I first started playing. It's really fun, so go give it a check. Subscribe to me for more videos on Fermi Paradox and other things, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.